Crypto.com, Crowcoin holders, we got to be talking about where Crowcoin's headed moving into October. Is it potentially Uptober? We got to be talking about this. So without further ado, welcome back to Crypto Report. I'm Blacksea. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel now. Anything I say is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Let's hop into it. I want to start off here today talking about this post I did on Twitter. Follow me at 333 Blacksea. I say, remember the 22nd of February, right? Really has a nice ring to it, right? If Crypto.com didn't push the proposal through to reissue the 70 billion coins, I have a feeling the price of Crow today would be at a much different price. And on the 22nd of February in 2021 was when Crypto.com burned 70 billion Crow tokens. And it was an unheard of thing in the crypto space when a company would burn tokens, 70 billion coins. It was the biggest burn in the history of crypto. It's a shame that they reverted back only a few years later in 2025 when they reissued the 70 billion coins and basically created a much larger problem, I will say. It depends on how you look at it. Some people view it as a problem because it's diluting the supply. Other people will look at it, well, as a positive because they'll say, well, now Crypto.com has more money for marketing and can push Crowcoin and can create more grants for builders on the Kronos chain. And, you know, I see both sides of it, but all in all, I would much rather preferred that the 70 billion reissuancing of these burned coins did not get approved. But that's just my piece on that. I wanted to talk about that briefly. But looking at Crowcoin right now, we saw a massive move to the upside, and that that huge move to the upside may have been because of the 70 billion reissuing of coins, because I think a lot of those coins went to the Crowcoin treasury with the president, Donald Trump's Truth Social, his social media company, creating the Crowcoin treasury with Crypto.com. I have a feeling a lot of those coins in this reissuance of coins has probably gone towards this. Now, I might be wrong. I would love to hear from an actual person in the know from the Crypto.com team about this, but they probably won't disclose it. But I would assume, and you know, assumptions can be a little bit risky, but I would assume that that's probably what happened. So now, what's going on with Crowcoin right now, leading into October? We have a day and a half really left till we see October 1st, right? And moving into Q4. Right now, it does look to me that Crowcoin is trying to find a bottom after a breakdown of a whopping, we came down 53, nearly 54% on the wick, and now it does look like it's trying to bottom out here a little bit. And I will say on Market Cipher as well, you have a green dot in the volume indicating a potential low is in. There's a bottom. And the money flow is still in the red, but I expect just a little baby red before we flip back green because, guys, I'm still putting my money where my mouth is. And I do expect Crowcoin to perform well in Q4. I do. Just because we have the 7 billion reissuance of coins does not mean that we can't go to, say, $1 and maybe even like $2.12. I still think it's on the table. It just has to happen sooner rather than later. When it comes to Crowcoin, how am I leverage trading it? Am I trading it? Right now I have spot positions on Crow. I have a few 100,000 Crow that I've been holding for a very, very long time. And really, the last trade I was in for Crowcoin was when I longed off of 15 and about a half cents right around this yellow line. And I took profit at 212, 30 cents, a little bit higher. And then I ended up raising my stop loss to 212 and we got stopped out there. Since then, I'm going to be kind of sitting on my hands. I'm going to wait to see this price action play out. And I have a feeling that probably leading into this week, we'll have a much clearer idea of where this market's headed. The stock market was big and green today. No new all-time highs for the S&P 500. But, guys, the traditional market's rallying, okay? Gold is rallying. Bitcoin is just looking like the bottom is in here. Knock on wood. I do think that Bitcoin, we'll take a look at Bitcoin here shortly. But regardless, I'm going to wait for the next week or so before I make any decisions if I want to put a long position on Crowcoin or if I want to wait a little bit longer, because I do want to take advantage of the big moves because I know their big moves will be coming for Crowcoin, especially when we move into altcoin season. So right now, I'm sitting on my hands, but in between 212 and 15 cents, I like that area. I think it's an opportunity area. Now, it's not financial advice. I'm just telling you how I'm viewing this. If you guys do want to trade, take advantage of a 10% deposit bonus on BTCC, which is crazy. So if you deposit $100, you get $10. If you deposit $1,000, you get $100 for free. All right, guys, it's pretty crazy stuff. Check out BTCC, and they also have up to 500x leverage. Check out all the awesome affiliate links down below in the pinned comment section or description box below. Really helps support this channel, and there's a lot of lucrative bonuses to take advantage of, guys. Like, I usually trade on Bit2Next and Blowfin. I do some trades on Weeks, but when you get a 10% bonus on deposits, obviously I'm going to move some of my money over to BTCC just to take advantage of the sign-on bonus. And I would say that it's probably not a bad idea to do that if you already are trading or you want to start trading, because that will not last forever, this 10% bonus on deposits. They're just they know the competition's tough. They're trying to get people over to their exchange. So looking at Kronos right now, we're at rank 23, down about 10.85% in the past 7 days, down 2% in the past 24 hours. Pretty interesting stuff, because Bitcoin was rallying today, and so was the traditional market, but alts are kind of getting beat up still. I think it will take a little bit to see a bigger bounce on alts, but I do think right now is probably a good time to be looking for entries. I think that there's probably a lot of lows in that are pretty optimal for a high leverage scalp, a high leverage long potentially. We're sitting at $6.54 billion market cap. Circulating supply 34, it's going to go to 36 billion by the end of this month into October. And just keep that in mind, guys. So when we're talking about these $1, $2.12 price targets for Crowcoin, just realize it needs to happen sooner rather than later, because the longer we wait, the more coins there will be in circulating supply. Thus, it will take more liquidity to move Crowcoin to higher price targets. Okay, but you look at this, Bitcoin's at about 115K, getting a nice bounce. Bitcoin dominance rallying. ETH back over 4,200. Binance unstoppable over 1,000. Absolutely insane. I expect Bitcoin dominance to be topped out, but it doesn't mean we can't grind up a little bit higher before we see our big flush out. And you look at this, guys, like, I do like how this looks. I really like, if we can close above 116,000 here on the daily time frame for Bitcoin, yeah, that's gonna look really bullish in my opinion, setting us up for an absolutely wild ride in Q4, and I expect that to bleed over into altcoins, bleed over into Crowcoin, guys. So I'm patiently waiting. I've got my funds ready on my different exchanges. I've been trading, and I'm looking forward to taking advantage and striking this iron while it's hot in the next coming months here, and trying to really capitalize on the end of this bull market. If you do believe in the 4-year cycle, which I do so far, unless the fat lady sings, right? 4-year cycle, I'm gonna keep believing in that until there's a big shift or a big change in the overall market structure. But yeah, these next coming months are gonna be pretty exciting times, guys. If you guys like this type of content, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel now, check out all those awesome affiliate links down below, take advantage of those sign-on bonuses. That's all I got. I'll see you next one. Bye-bye.